Hello there, and welcome back to Corey Loses for the continuation of our Thrawn's Revenge 3.2 preview playthrough as the Eriadu Authority. In the last episodes, we got a fake Palpatine, who's actually a real Palpatine. There were two of them, I'm not sure, just a bunch of clones, I guess. But we are today going to be focusing on taking out Roche and Thanos, primarily, after some angry abortive attempts and getting mad at chat in a prior attempt at recording the episode. But this week on Wednesday night, we will be releasing Fall of the Republic 1.2. So between Wednesday and Thursday at about midnight, 1.2 will be going up. So there'll probably only be 2 episodes of this series this week. On Friday, there will be single stream Galactic Conquest as the New Republic. Then those are all the days of things, but there will be a few videos related to the Fall of the Republic release, so some guides, some feature overviews, that kind of thing. And we'll hopefully be able to get started on Thrawn's Revenge testing within the next couple of weeks, so you'll probably hear more about the actual release of the mod soon. But we'll get started with our semi-push into semi-New Republic territory. We're not going all the way into the New Republic today. We are going into Roche and Thanos and then stopping there. Which means we'll probably need to move a lot of these fleets out. I'm going to throw her over on Meriden. And let's see, what else do we want?
Enemy fleet approaching.
So I guess you're getting attacked. Move out. So it'll either be the Pentastar alignment or the Empire of the Hand that we go into after we've done this. Though I do want to, after we've rearranged our fleets a bit, I do want to go into deep space and do the story mission there. Let's go into Roche.
Enemy forces ahead.
We know they at least had a sizable fleet here.
Choose your
So
reinforcements.
let's jump in on the side. Got Trigit. We got Darius. We've got the Bastion. Spoilers of Cadia. Iron Hand of Justice. And Ghost of Nitro.
Star Destroyer standing by. Engaging the enemy.
Okay, we can focus down Namo.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
And they do have a lot of their little transports here that they're probably going to want to protect. But if we can take down Namo first,
Bomber standing by.
that'll make things much easier. Torpedo Sphere will really help with that. I'm going to try to keep a lot of our fighters and bombers closer to our ships. That's supposed to be the Eriadu Authority way.
Skip ray reporting. Starting attack position.
Awaiting orders.
Ready for
Awaiting
orders.
your orders.
Guys reporting.
Okay, here come the B-Wings. So where are the interceptors? There's some interceptors. Okay, go out that way.
Awaiting your command. Your command, sir.
Still need you.
Skip ray blast bow.
If we can just break up the runs a little bit, they get forced out just a little bit.
Commander.
That'll really help. Okay, Trigit, I'm gonna move you back.
Reporting in.
Attack formation. Go after the stragglers.
We don't want to get into any kind of extended fight on this side because they do have
Reporting.
the anti-fighter.
Roger that. Form up.
Targeting their weapon systems.
But if we can take down Namo quickly like this... Okay, stay back. Here comes the fighters and bombers.
We're here in hell.
Attack.
Ready to receive orders.
Okay, we can send our bombers a little bit deeper now.
Copy.
You're good there. You on there.
Star Destroyer standing by.
Will the Friday stream have the bomber reworks? Yeah, the bomber reworks
Star Destroyer reporting.
are going to be in any .2 stuff. They've been in since the Pentastar alignment playthrough as far as previews go. The stuff you're seeing right now has all the bomber reworks.
Our primary engine system is down.
think we can start going for them.
Awaiting your orders. Awaiting your command.
Their bombers are going to get a lot of damage in on us because we don't have the anti-fighter. Having the Raider up, the Raider doesn't have the most anti-fighter. Raider 2. It's got some light quad lasers, but it's more of a mixed damage Corvette.
Awaiting orders.
Commander. The lasers are our target. Reporting in. Our target priority is the laser cannons. Roger that.
Okay, Tridget. He should have some shields if he moves back around on this side.
He won't be around much longer. Pursuing enemy forces.
The lasers are our target. Destroy it. Attack that target.
Armed and ready.
Copy. Attacking target.
Well, it might actually be safest for him to stay over here. So if we can take some of the assault frigates,
Reporting.
they're doing a lot of damage. I don't like that.
Taking them out.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Our engines have been disabled.
Star Destroyer standing by.
That's going to pepper the home 1 type with as much damage as possible.
The lasers are our target.
Squadron standing by.
Stay on the bombers, on this side if you can, actually. And we can at least take out the command bonuses by killing Nance here.
We've lost the iron cannons.
Then if we lose the fleet, who cares?
Target priority is the laser cannons. The lasers are our target. Awaiting your orders. Our target
They are going to get another set of assault frigates,
awaiting your command.
but
Ready for battle.
Your command.
too many.
Taking fire.
They'll have to actually get over here. We are kind of close to the shipyard on this side, but
Commander.
if you can just kill that one hard point.
Our target priority is the laser cannons. The lasers are our target. Reporting in.
How about a little help? Sir, can
Our
anyone else
engines are
see
gone,
him?
sir.
Where are you?
Firing. Roger that.
Is the Moncal heavy carrier mainly fighter damage? It's got a big complement. Yeah.
Form up.
It is like it's a carrier, so it's focused on
Destroyer here.
its fighter output.
I've got him.
Engaging the enemy.
Okay, let's see if we can kill some of those.
Nowhere to run. Falling out of formation.
Or not the asserter.
I copy.
The allegiance is going to be fantastic for that, but
Open fire.
at least kill some of them.
Reporting.
Attack formation.
That target.
And we can start killing some of these on this side too.
Regroup for another
Take
attack.
out the iron cannons.
Engaging the enemy. Nowhere to go.
Attacking target. Star Destroyer standing by.
They're coming in.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
I got him. More enemy craft.
Yes, Commander.
Taking
Only 2 hard points left on Nance.
Attacking.
He's about to be destroyed.
We do have at least 1 Star Destroyer left in reserve.
Targeting.
Roger that.
I got him.
Acquiring target.
Awaiting your orders.
Kill more of that.
Losing power.
Awaiting your command. Your command.
Commander, they're hitting us.
Under control.
Use your reinforcements.
Moving out. Our lasers are destroyed. Engaging the enemy. Reporting in. Roger that.
Watch for enemy ships.
A lot of bombers.
Form up. Destroyer here. Our target priority is
Okay, try to focus down those other frigates.
the lasers target.
The CR90s are doing a not insubstantial amount of damage to our stuff as well, but
Bombs away.
right now we do want to still focus on the larger stuff.
Go after them.
Our target priority is the lasers. Take control. The lasers are our target.
Awaiting orders. Sir,
Reporting.
I've got him.
They've taken out our launch bay. Star Destroyer standing by. Star Destroyer reporting in. Our primary target is those ion cannons. Take out the ion cannons.
Regroup.
Alright, most of the damage from their capital ships is gone, other than the heavy carrier.
Commencing.
You are going to be taking on the heavy carrier.
Yes, Commander.
They've got another set of assault frigates coming in, though.
Is those ion cannons.
Running and coming back wouldn't do anything, because nothing has engines anymore.
Open fire. Awaiting.
Alright, we gotta try to kill those on their way.
Awaiting your command.
Plus they've always had this, which makes it impossible for us to run.
Your command, sir. Commander. Reporting in. Attack that target.
Intercepting.
Attacking target. Form up.
Okay, Furious Abyss really needs to kill the assault frigates on that.
Destroyer here. The ion cannons are offline. Copied.
Fighter
The lasers have
Bay...
been destroyed. I copied. Reporting.
Here we go.
Star Destroyer standing by. Star Destroyer reporting in.
I don't think we'll be able to kill it this way, but...
Destroy the engines.
No. We need those to get in, but I'm still okay with this. Yeah, we can put Taviras in here. Whilst point defense goes Burr, Iron Hand of Justice, the spoilers of Cadia in the Bastion.
System control achieved. Construction complete.
Star
Okay, now
Destroyer
she gets
I take what
in.
I want.
You're gonna go over to this side. Actually, no, I'm gonna put that down there.
Navigating to coordinates.
And the PA can just have that. I don't care about Slagus. We'll need Palpatine in position.
Transmission received.
Very well.
And we should be able to replace one of those. So we'll get Rise of the Federation.
Production.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Just so we have the extra VSD there. Are they sending the Blitziver into Contrum? Oh, actually, I don't want that. I want a Carrick, I think.
Heading out.
Tactical battle imminent.
All right. So we might have actually attacked before the plan went off. I'll move them out of there just in case.
We've located the enemy.
Choose your reinforcements.
Right. First off, I need to adjust that whole situation.
I never apologize.
We shouldn't have two of her. But, yeah, I mentioned this last time, but there were some questions about whether the double spawns and everything are fixed. They should be. They didn't exist in the Greater Maldrude situation. It was all spawning properly there, which started after this campaign, which was like early December, mid-December. No, it started in late December to early January. But either way, Maldrude was afterwards, and it all worked fine there. So it's always hard to remember exactly when stuff was, but
Draw their fire.
Attack formation.
Carrot Commander here.
Someone cover me! I got fighters on me!
all right. Darius,
How fun!
Tavira,
Let's move
Bridget,
out.
not other Tavira. I guess the regular commander.
Moving out. Reporting.
Curious Abyss.
Carrick en route. Understood.
And then this fleet we're gonna stick here as our New Republic defense fleet.
Moving to coordinates.
Understood.
Yeah, don't sleep on generic VSD, man. He's our best hero.
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
Acquiring target.
Awaiting orders. Awaiting your orders.
Those laser banks are the primary target.
Waiting orders.
Attack!
Bombers standing by. Bombers.
And that hitch right there was enough to remind me that, like, at least performance in these pretty heavy fighter
Advancing.
battles have been pretty decent.
Go after the stragglers.
Launching attack. Attack position.
All right, that hitch was them coming in.
What are your orders?
Whether they're gonna do anything with this
Fire
opportunity,
at will.
they're one shot.
Copy.
Fire!
Who knows?
Commander. The lasers are our target.
I copy. Attacking the lasers.
All right, Burke,
Reporting in.
Birkenstock.
Reporting.
Roger that. Attacking. Form up.
Awaiting.
Gotta make our way through the entire New Republic command staff as usual.
Destroyer here. Targeting. Copied.
Carrot Commander here.
Leonia Tavira.
Let's get to Vera to help with the whole
Yes, sir.
assault frigate situation.
Moving to sector.
You guys are on Carrick duty as well.
Come about. Charge laser cannons.
They
Carrick
just
en
come up a
route.
little bit.
Copy ready.
Firing.
Ready to receive orders.
I'm losing. Reporting.
Open fire.
Reporting.
Comlink. Awaiting your command.
I'm on them.
Carrot Commander here. Attacking.
That one's nearly in range too.
Leonia Tavira.
For another attack.
Get her
Star
in,
Destroyer standing by.
and
I'm hit. Stay in
Star
formation.
Destroyer reporting in.
A pirate's life suits me.
Pressing the attack. Holding.
power to weapons. Show that CR90, boss.
Initiating attack.
Coming around.
Roger that.
Yes, Commander. Our target priority.
Reporting.
Launch bay has been destroyed.
Come about.
Position.
Okay,
Charge laser cannon.
now that interdictor can die.
Coming around.
Awaiting
Taking
your
fire.
orders.
Cannons armed. What are your orders?
Battery is online. Awaiting your
Return to
command.
your position.
Hitting us.
Engaging in.
I'll take care of this. I've got them in my sights.
Where'd he go?
Watching. They're fine. They're happy.
Narrowing position.
Eliminating target. Awaiting orders.
Coming back around for
Okay,
another.
now our bombers can go for
Bombs deployed.
that goal in. They don't have any transports here, so it's possible they did launch that attack that it was warning us about.
Those torpedo
Tightening up.
launchers must be destroyed.
Well, of course you want to
down.
speak to me. Who doesn't?
Intercepting.
Die.
Well, stay on that.
Commander. Coming around.
Over here.
Excellent shot.
Copy.
I got one.
I have your target in sight.
Getting a line.
Gotta run past all these other New Republic fighters to get there, but
Yes, sir.
they're mostly focused on offense right now.
To destination.
Alright, we can move everyone else in.
Ready.
Roger that.
Because right now the torpedo sphere is taking a A lot of heat for this. Especially with this whole situation happening.
We're being targeted.
I think a couple are making it through each round, but it's turning into like a skip ray squadron by the time it's done.
What do you want? I would apologize.
Cruiser here. Form up. We're moving out. Destroyer here.
Reporting. Charge laser cannons.
Like a whole slew of Corvettes in there.
Well, of course you want to speak to me.
The fact that they're like they tend to attack the same missile doesn't help them, but it's still enough to really reduce our DPS there.
Admiral Tavira here. What do you want?
Scum attack.
Which will stop once we've killed off more of them.
What are your orders?
Go after the stragglers.
Attacking.
Reporting.
Well, of course you want to speak to
Okay,
me.
Tavira, come over this way. Tridget. We want to start heading towards the shipyard, so
I copy.
our bombers can handle that.
Star Destroyer.
Okay, they're moving up a little bit now.
I'm on. Pursuing enemy forces.
Oh, one got through there.
Target locked.
Yes, Commander.
Really need to kill this point defense off.
I've got him.
Eliminating target.
Awaiting
Well, of course you want to speak to me.
your orders.
Taking fire.
Awaiting your command. They're hitting us. The lasers are our target. Opening fire on the torpedo.
Torpedo spheres don't really show up in any novels or comics. Like most ships in Star Wars show up in either like source books or reference books after the fact. Because like for a lot of novels, other than really the NJO where there were some more attempts to throw in other ship class names, and even then they do a lot of Star Destroyers, but like it's generally just Star Destroyer versus Star Destroyer, or maybe an
Well, of
assault
course
frigate
you
or a
want to
dreadnought.
speak to me.
Like there's usually the same 4 ships that show up everywhere, and that's it. Until you get into source books and reference books and RPG guides and all that stuff.
Open fire. I got one. Go after the stragglers. Attack that target.
Black Fleet Crisis introduced a lot of new stuff, but then all that got ignored by other Bantam books, and even by the NJO, which did at least introduce some other stuff like the Viscount, the Strident.
Reporting. Star
Admiral
Destroyer standing
Tavira.
But like even with that, they did do a lot of
You won't be around much
just Star Destroyers everywhere.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
The Invidious is mine to command.
Yes, Commander.
Watch for enemy ships.
Awaiting orders.
Alright, we really need these guys to move in
Your
further.
command. Awaiting your
Nowhere
command.
to go.
Right away. Your command, sir.
Go after them.
Commander.
Well, of course you want to speak to me.
Yes, Commander.
Losing power. I've got him.
Stay on that. Skip raise. You know what? You can go over there. Skip raise. You guys come up too.
Reporting in.
Generic VSD man's fine. Doesn't have to
What do
worry.
you want? I take
Okay,
what I
Tavira,
want.
go over to the
What
shipyard.
could be better?
Anti-fighter, move up a bit more. The fight has long since gotten away from you.
Ready. We've lost the iron.
Garrett Commander here. Come about. Reporting.
Oh, what are you doing way up there?
Form up. Firing. Destroyer here.
Yeah, showing up in the Kraken's threat dossier never helped anyone. Like it wasn't great for their public image or their image,
What are your orders?
but
Our target priority is the laser cannons.
like the Nebula and Endurance get mentioned in the
Lasers are our
Hand of Thrawn duology as being like
target priority. Is
the only place they come up in the Hand of Thrawn duology is as part of
engaging.
the Diamala, like, planetary defense fleets.
Ready. Fire.
Roger that. Reporting.
Garrett Commander here. Charge laser cannons.
Alright. There's Thanos. Well, sort of. Because this whole situation's happening. But I think an ISD moving up to intercept that should be
Well,
enough.
of course you want to speak to me. Maybe I'll let you live. To entertain you.
TIE squadron.
How fun!
Okay.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Reporting. Attacking. Come about.
The Invidious.
Surprised they haven't tried to retreat yet. Oh. Got one, two transports there. The CSA is killing them.
Awaiting.
Good for the CSA.
Coming back around for another run.
We've got them on scopes.
The Invidious is mine to command.
Awaiting your orders.
I mean, like, ultimately, the Star Wars universe was not necessarily meant to be interacted with the way we interact with it.
Attack.
So it's
Fire.
hard to judge it for not matching up to our needs.
Charge laser cannons.
TIEs reporting in.
Awaiting your command.
Eliminating target.
Open fire.
Taking fire.
Your command, sir.
Commander, they're hitting us.
The laser.
Feel the heavies on that.
Ready for duty.
A lot of nearly dead stuff, but nothing that we've lost, I don't think.
Choose your reinforcements.
Maybe a couple things. I might have lost something. I don't think we've lost anything major.
Moving out. Direct fire on the engines. Heading out.
Look outside.
A pirate's life suits me.
Awaiting orders. Copy. Reporting in.
No, you're supposed to go up there.
I'm on.
Reporting, sir. Roger that.
Reporting. Come about. Charge laser cannons.
What's the New Republic so afraid of retreating for on this one?
Garrett Commander here. Attacking.
Yeah, I think our ISD and Carrix can take this.
Charge laser cannons.
Though they do have a galleon healing them up. So maybe not.
Attacking.
It's gonna be close. It's
Garrick on
gonna
route.
be quite close. No, I think we got it.
Understood.
Alright, we're good. We're good.
We are victorious.
It was tight for a moment. They pulled through. Yeah, like, Tavira didn't technically die.
I good.
He tried. That was a clone. That's definitely a save as well. Yeah, we don't need to go into Dagoria yet. Because that only connects down to Independent Kashyyyk, I think. We'll take the 3 independent planets since we're going into the Republic, or into the New Republic. But we get in position there? I'm going to put a poll up on Twitch here. New poll. Who should we invade first? Because we're either going for the Pentastar alignment or the Empire of the Hand. Because we do need to do the invasion on Thanos. We also need to potentially go from there to the
Star Destroyer reporting in.
to the what's it called? Oh, that's fine. I think we have too much combined in our stacks there. But Katana fleet, maybe after this. Okay, a lot of Empire of the Hand so far. A decent amount of money. We have the Lancets, Flash Blinds.
Order acknowledged.
Let's get artillery as well.
Reporting.
Alright, Empire of the Hand. Minute on that.
Lancet standing by.
Probably should have done a longer time on
Engines
it.
activated.
There they are.
Receiving
Blast
orders.
them.
As you wish. Attacking. Squadron moving out.
Standing by. We're going in.
Stop their V-Wings from being a problem.
Ready to go.
Let's see if we can intercept anything on the path up to
Standing by.
that landing zone.
Commander. Ground target locked. En route. Moving to coordinate. Ready for attack.
I think you keel hopefully get the sub.
Roger that.
I don't think that pull was as rigged as some other pulls have been. Definitely stop that. There we go.
Open fire.
The flash blinds should at least be pretty good at taking up the V-Wings. You guys have got to focus on the vehicles as they come up. I don't think the Lancets are going to be super great at that.
All out.
Okay, back out.
Reporting.
We've secured a landing zone. Reinforcements cancelled. Reinforcements cancelled.
Back up. We want light ones, medium ones, an AT-AT, and the heavy ones. Oh, are they chasing it down? Okay, we need to try to protect that. Never mind. It's dead. Okay, Lumaya, this is all infantry. This is all your problem now. Okay, she should be able to pretty quickly take this out. Yeah, I thought we'd killed all the other V-Wings. You not die? I'm gonna drop some troopers on that. We'll probably get a repair platform.
Roger. Reporting in. Spread out, man.
Not sure how they really got through.
Repair station constructed.
Roger that.
Well, at least they're gonna die for it. Any release date for 3.2 yet? Nope, we're not in beta for 3.2 yet. It'll be announced once we're into at least the public portion, or the open portion of the beta. There's still a few things we need to finish up. We should be starting the closed portion of the beta within like the week, depending on how much of my time gets eaten by Fall of the Republic stuff, which will probably be most of it, but we're getting there. Like overall, the Fall of the Republic testing has gone pretty smoothly, but there were one or two issues that ended up taking more time than we would have liked. Usually, like something save related basically comes up every time. We were just kind of hoping we got to that issue before the beta this time, which unfortunately we didn't, or before the public portion of the beta. Because there was a thing that we thought we fixed, but then it turned out to not be fully fixed. Alright, let's move up.
Moving to secondary position.
It's like, I think for Thrawn's Revenge, for us to be ready for like actually content complete, so it just like fixes and polish that need to be done, we need to get 3 of the Haven vehicles in game, which are now all modeled and textured. Oz finished the last Haven models for ground in the last week or so, and then Bob finished texturing the 2 last ones today. I've still got a skin I need to finish off for it, but that's for a vehicle that's already in game and set up, so we can start testing on that whenever. I finished the Galactic Conquest stuff about a week ago, like getting them playable in all their appropriate Galactic Conquests. Some of the last Imperial things from all the roster reworks that we're going to be doing for Point 2 got finished in the last few days or weeks, and then there's still 1 or 2 outstanding things there that Porto's still working on. But for the most part, even that stuff is already in-game and testable. So having to finish up a couple of textures is usually not as big a deal as them not being done at all, because like that can just be plugged in-game whenever. So it's mostly Hapen infantry stuff that needs to be finished up a bit more. Yeah, mostly that. There's a few things that are being kind of put in a rougher version that'll get fleshed out a bit more later. So like the Hapen infantry, they're getting the versions of their field bases that'll be most equivalent to other factions, and then fleshed out to their like more final intended state after the fact.
Attack that target.
Bomber squadron reporting.
Oh, is there... Yeah, there's gotta be
What is your order? Confirmed and complied.
there's gotta be a shield of some kind. Yeah. Yeah, there's a planetary shield.
Let's move out. Attacking target.
Umai, get up there. Are you healing up? You are healed up. Perfect.
As you command.
Spears. Well, we don't really need to go out that way anyways. There's nothing over there anymore. You guys are going to be our anti-turret stuff. I've been kind of working on a couple things to make the Empire of the Hand less annoying on ground in the short term. They're going to get like a full ground rework in the future, but there's still a few things that I've been trying to do to smooth out some of the rougher edges. Even are just Greater Maldrude too. Not really. Even though they both have a smaller ship focus, they play out pretty differently. The average size of the Hapen ships is generally slightly bigger than the usual ones you're using of the Maldrude, but Maldrude is typically smaller ships focused around, like, arranged around a focal point. Whereas the Hapens are more distributed throughout the fleet and how they're are more equally distributed among each ship in how the power is allocated. Like, Battle Dragons and Strike Cruisers are kind of filling similar roles in Greater Maldrude and the Hapens as kind of like the core. This is going to be putting out a lot of your damage. But because of like the difference with the Coronal and the Altor, for example, those are the two units that most easily demonstrate their differences in how they're going to play. So it's like small groups of smaller Hapen units versus Altor supporting units, or Altor as a supporting unit with the damage units making up a main group.
Awaiting your order.
Bombardment available.
Ready.
Alright, that's all of that.
Ready to receive orders. Initiate bombing. Open fire. Reporting in.
They're different parts on a similar spectrum. Oh shit, thought that was dead.
Moving to position. Firing.
Planetary control achieved.
Alright, we don't need the ground forces over this way. They need to be over here. There are two armies. Beta Axilla. Okay, they're coming in from there. Let's see what they send, because if we want to send Pritick,
Star Destroyer reporting in.
yeah, that seems like a good opportunity to hit them. Maybe we'll actually build another fleet up here. So let's get Rudolph.
Vehicle in production.
That'll be building for a while. So the smaller ships we do always want to build on Eriadu. You're not entertained.
Production.
What happens if Palpatine dies under your control? Does Carnor Jack spawn as his own faction? No, Palpatine, it's already moved on to the next era. We're already in what would be Jax's era. Because it matters what happens to the Imperial Palpatine, and when it transferred him, it still counted as a death. So it just, Carnor doesn't go anywhere because there's no Empire for him to spawn in. It's the same as if the faction was killed any other way before, because we're not supposed to have Palpatine. It just wasn't checking for the correct unit to stop the integration. It was checking for the team rather than the unit within the team, which is, I think, what it's supposed to be checking for. Working with companies versus individual units is always difficult.
The enemy is approaching.
Faction leaders are supposed to stop integration. But
At once.
let's throw in better anti-rocket ship, Phenomenal's Revenge, and IPV-1. Famous IPV-1.
All batteries commence firing.
Form up. Attack that target. Attacking target.
All sectors at your command, my
Destroyer
lord.
here. Take out the iron.
Gladiator at your command.
Cruiser ready.
Excellent shot.
Superstar Destroyer ready.
Yes, Commander.
Copy. Destroy
All sectors at your command, my lord. Yes, my lord.
I'm on
All
this
heads
one.
full. Data Star Destroyer reporting.
Don't run away.
Commander.
This is,
Increase
you need,
power
there
to
you go.
weapons.
Thank you. So I guess we... Shit. I sent all the ground forces over to the other... Oh well. We have anything groundable over here? We do.
Enlisting soldiers.
Get our stormtroopers. Just need some money. Okay, let's put together these forces. And just a fleet. Need a particular hero with it.
We're moving out.
Heavy Star Destroyer awaiting orders.
You're gonna go onto that Bakura fleet.
Reporting.
Star Destroyer reporting in.
Gonna come up
We shall
here.
be there shortly.
You just sit on Q-Trick.
Reporting.
There's some extra
In
money.
production.
Get
Unit in production.
those guys. Did I build a light and one L there? No. Good. Can't. You're playing as a faction with the VSD2, disintegrating the Greater Maldrude, lock the VSD2 for the CCVSD so you don't have two different VSD2 webs? No. It doesn't remove anything you already have. Does the Empire still get CVSDs by default in Era 6 with that? That will be tied to integration. I don't know that it's changed yet in the thing. Because, like, basically what the... We're trying to represent a lot of the things that used to be forced through certain story events more naturally through gameplay progression. So, like, the logic behind getting Crimson Command in Era 4 is that Dala is reintegrating the Empire. So the reason Dala has them in universe would be the reason that you have them in game, which is that you're pulling the Empire together. And now that there's a mechanic that is explicitly supposed to be that, that's kind of what it's meant to represent. So that's what. So that gets moved to being in those functions.
Tactical battle imminent.
Let's go into deep space. Not some legend after all, but the failed gem of the Old Republic fleet before our eyes. Perhaps the slave ringing does have some use. Bring the shuttles close to secure as many dreadnoughts as possible, but hurry, scanners are showing an enemy fleet. Oh shit, I didn't save right before this, did I? I meant to, but then I'm talking.
Lander ready. Arrival imminent. Transmission
Choose
received.
your reinforcements.
Lander
All right.
reporting. Receive
So this is a
your
mission that will get reworked in the future. It's kind of...
comlink.
Because ultimately, you want to delay killing the enemy force as long as possible so you can capture more, but...
Reporting in, sir.
Which doesn't make the most
Heading
sense
in now, sir.
gameplay-wise. It is just... It's a 10-year-old mission at this point. So, we might even... the battle without killing anything.
Heading
Can
up.
I lure them in this way?
Transmit orders.
They're gonna... No, you wanna come and attack the Allegiance.
Landing craft.
You do need to protect this,
Fallout.
then, if they're gonna be coming in that way.
Coming about.
Gladiator at your command.
Now go for the
I
Allegiance.
copy. Fallout. Reporting. Fire at will. Roger that. Target sighted.
Gladiator Star Destroyer reporting.
In point 3, there'll be...
All guns, fire on
Like, the
engines.
focus will be on
Attack.
redoing Galactic Conquest stuff, which will
Reporting in,
include
sir. Destroy
doing some
those
more
laser
story
cannons.
stuff.
Gladiator at your command.
Sentinel standing by. On the
Maybe
way.
we can actually get to it.
Yes, Commander.
Gladiator Star Destroyer reporting.
At some point, the map changed and made it much harder to actually get anything.
Let's move out.
I don't know when this map change happened, but there used to be some closer to you, which just makes the...
Authority target identified.
Let's go.
They will
the issues it already has even bigger issues. So I don't know that I necessarily agree with the changes that were made there. I don't know when they happened, though.
Reporting in, sir. Yes, sir. On our way.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to be able to get any of them.
Priority is the laser cannons. Commander, the lasers are our target. Attacking.
Sir,
Like, yeah, it makes it
Heading out.
so it's more of a challenge to actually get any of them. But the problem was already that
Sir. Yes, sir. On our way.
the trade-off between like going for the enemy versus acquiring the ships was
nowhere to
difficult to
run.
manage.
Copy. Direct fire at their laser cannons. Target those lasers.
Gladiator at your command. Focus fire on that
Oh well,
target.
no ships for us.
Former. Targeted. Firing.
Danny, the Star Destroyer reporting.
TIE interceptor here.
Destroyer here.
Sir,
Sentinel awaiting orders. Bay has been disabled.
Copy.
Targeting their weapon systems. Attacking primary target.
Engaging the enemy.
They're like, yeah, you used to have like ships all over the map, but someone has moved them, so they're literally just concentrated in the opposite corner that you have to get through the enemy ships to get to.
We've got
So
them
I don't don't know when that happened.
I got one. Watch him. He's coming around.
Sir.
You might be able to get one or two,
Locking on.
depending on how long it takes to kill this. Let's see if I can draw that.
Returning to your position.
Form up. Right away.
It has been a bugged mission for a few releases. Well, it was too easy to get them before, but it was also it was too difficult to like the way it was set up. It wasn't really meant to be like the challenge is supposed to be how many you get before you've won the battle, but it doesn't really
Dreadnought cruiser ready.
work if you like it. For the issues it had, you have to design around that. You can't say in an ideal world it'd be a challenge to get the dreadnoughts, and then you design the mission so it's like you're achieving something by going to the other one. But as it is, it's just
Our primary target is those iron cannons.
with how quickly you're going to end up killing
Priority
everything.
is the laser cannons. Star Destroyer reporting in.
The launch bay has been taken out.
Copy. Fall out.
The fact that stuff jumps in later does help, I guess, but
The lasers
I don't know.
are our target.
It's one where we have to
Let's move out.
kind of redesign it from.
Await. Attack commencing.
At least we'll get a few.
Awaiting
Sir,
your orders.
Sir, I've got it.
Target priority is the laser cannons. Fire. Open fire. Attack that target.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
we'll get that one and one more.
Yes, Commander. Keep going.
Heavy cruiser standing by.
Ready. This way.
We may be able to get this next one. Probably not, though.
We are victorious.
Brigade standing by.
Hey, we got Gron's group. There's the Reaper. I really want to save. I want to use the HP gun for this. Kill something before we go in. Okay, so we'll do this. Then we'll save. Then we'll end the episode and go to the next one.
The enemy has been spotted.
Reinforcements.
Well, we wouldn't tie that mission to
Velocity cannon
like actual boarding shuttles. Like, we'd probably use more of the same functions that boarding uses.
Reinforcements
We
en
probably
route.
wouldn't make the player bring them. Probably. Maybe.
Reinforcements
But it,
en route. Reinforcements en
let's
route.
see what we can kill with this, because they can't fit in Kane. And we're about to have our own SSD coming in.
Your command, sir. We're on the move.
Yeah, we'd be able, if we can take out 10% from Kane, it'd stick. But
Reinforcements en route.
I don't know if we're gonna get him down 10%.
Heading out.
That'd be, I think, 4 hypervelocity gunshots? 3 or 4? Also, thank you, Revenant, for the gifted sub 25 minutes ago. I missed that. Thank you very much.
Yes, Commander.
TIE squadron standing by.
Getting Kane. Question is if it would even matter. If you mean getting Kane's health down, we have the Asserter coming in, like, on its way into the planet. Don't HVG shots do only 80% of a hard point? Well, they don't do a set amount. I'm not sure what you mean by that.
Weapons ready.
Roger that.
Also, the way the persistent damage is calculated, it doesn't matter. It doesn't take it by how many hard points are dead. It takes it by the overall amount of damage done. So if every hard point was down to 1%, like if every hard point got down to 1% without killing it somehow, it would still be 1% of the unit's health left. It wouldn't be taken as like nothing's dead. The way it applies it the next battle is by killing off hard points, but that's not
Those laser banks.
that's not how it calculates it in the
Target.
battle.
Ready for battle.
Because it takes the hull amount, like the percentage health left on the unit, which is the overall value, saves that, and then in the next battle, it takes that value and does damage to hard points until the damage done matches up with the damage it had before. So killing off random hard points and other than engines until it gets to that point.
Falling out of formation. Draw their fire.
Gun available.
Form up.
Space
Attack
station there.
formation.
Weapons ready, sir.
I think we can kill everything but
Roger that. Direct fire with their laser cannon.
Go after the stragglers.
Heading for attack position.
so technically
Directing weapons.
you can cheese the system by getting your SSD down to 1% and having it somehow survive, so it's only got like 1 hard point left. But then if you go to the next battle, it'll have like 5 hard points left because the engines don't get destroyed by persistent damage. So ha, take that.
Reporting.
Laser cannon position.
Come about.
Gunning around.
Our engines are out.
I've got him. I've got him.
Ready for action. Primary target acquired.
It's on the fighters.
I copy.
As long as these guys are taking this initial damage. Okay, there we go. Now let's try to go over into their Corvettes.
We've lost our laser cannons. Reporting.
We're gonna kill the ISD with hypervelocity guns. The longer we can go without Kane coming in, the better, I think. Oh, never mind. He's coming. Unless they just decide they don't want to jump him in. They could do that.
At your command. Open fire. Yes.
That could be fun.
Right away. I copy.
Our fighters and bombers aren't going to be able to do much here.
Attack that target.
Here he comes. We need to kill off as much of his support as we can. We won't be able to kill the ISD either. Unless he really moves over, because he's gonna body block for him. That dick.
Falling out of formation. Reporting.
Reinforcements en route.
Torpedo launchers are gone.
I've got him.
What are your orders?
Intercepting. Draw their fire. Attack formation.
Hypervelocity.
I'm gonna let him get away with that. I'm not gonna try to hypervelocity gun cheese. He deserves this one. But that's going to do it for today's episode.
Battle imminent.
That is happening right afterwards, so don't miss next episode where we're going to resolve this battle. I was really hoping we'd have a chance to save. But thank you all for watching. Hope to see you next time. Bye, everyone.